It would cost a lot of money to put my mom in a facility, wouldn't it? So you better take care of her at our home.
What are you talking about? I can't. I have work.
Huh? Then you and I are getting a divorce.
Saying that out of nowhere, my husband hit me with divorce papers. Was he trying to intimidate me? I immediately signed the divorce papers and started packing my things. Don't go regretting what you just did, all right? My name's Carla, and I'm 39, just a regular housewife. I live with my husband, Jude, and my daughter, Lauren. My daughter is now in her second year of middle school and is excelling in her studies and clubs. I have been working part-time since she started elementary school so that she can pursue the career of her choice in the future, and we have been able to save up a good amount of money. My husband works hard, but his salary is not enough to support our family. So we try to save as much as I can and make ends meet. I always make sure my husband has his lunch and water, buy clothes secondhand, use cheap makeup, and things like that. I'm all about saving money every day. Thanks to these efforts, I think we get to lead a decent life. I like to splurge a bit on family birthdays and when my daughter has long breaks from school. I also make memories with my family by going to nice restaurants and going to places on vacations. By doing so, we were all enjoying reasonably happy days as a family. But it wasn't until about 7 years ago that I was able to spend happy days like this. For a while, I was having a really hard time, and it was all because of my mother-in-law, Susan. Susan would just non-stop bully me, and I really suffered mentally because of her. Susan's been acting all mean towards me since I married Jude. Are you the person Jude said I do to? You're not exactly radiating happiness. The college you went to wasn't that great. You're just average looking with no outstanding qualities. I was really upset with Susan for saying those things to me when we first saw each other. Still, I had to visit my in-laws for Christmas and New Year's, so I saw them. But every time I did, my mother-in-law gave me dirty looks. You really can't do housework, can you? Do you ever cook Jude anything good to eat? Oh my goodness. I better steer clear of you or I'll have nothing but bad luck. Susan was never nice in the way she talked to me. My father-in-law used to warn her when he caught her, but my mother-in-law would often call me out when neither my father-in-law nor husband were present, so it was tricky to deal with her. Even when I told her to knock it off, she kept on snickering and looking down on me like she always does. So, I went to my husband for help, but all he said was,
My mom can be a bit blunt, but she does really like you, Carla.
Susan kept on bullying me even after our daughter was born. I told you to have a boy, didn't I? How come you got pregnant with a girl? Susan's comment made me really angry because obviously I couldn't control the baby's gender. Susan totally ignored my daughter and didn't want to have anything to do with my daughter. Every time we went to my in-laws' place as a family, my father-in-law was the one who spent time with my daughter. Susan was really getting on my nerves and wouldn't stop telling me to have a son next. She was seriously giving me a hard time. The hardest thing for me was that I had to live with her. The whole living together thing started after my father-in-law passed away. Susan wanted my husband to move in with her because she thought living alone would be tough. I made it clear to my husband that I didn't want to do that at all, but Susan wouldn't stop and begged him. My husband was like,
Mom needs help, so we gotta be there for her.
And he agreed with moving in with Susan like it's a big deal or something. So, we ended up living together even though I didn't agree to it. From that point on, my days have been pure torture. Susan would constantly criticize me, pointing out everything I did wrong, and it made me feel so drained. On top of that, when my daughter wanted to play with Susan and said, Grandma, let's play, Susan yelled at her to be quiet and stay away. My daughter started bawling because Susan got mad out of nowhere, And then Susan got even more angry at her for being loud. And of course, I couldn't just sit there watching that happen. What are you doing, Susan? Why are you making Lauren cry? Oh, zip it. I don't want anything to do with my granddaughter. She can go play somewhere else, where I won't see her. She's just too much. I hit my breaking point this time. Something inside me just couldn't take it anymore. So, when my husband came home from work, I immediately told him about it. Susan made Lauren cry today.
Huh? Are you serious?
She straight up said she doesn't want anything to do with a granddaughter like Lauren. Can you believe it? I can't take it anymore. We really need to stop living with your mom right away.
No way. But it'll be rough for Mom to be on her own, won't it?
She's totally healthy, so it's not going to be tough for her, right? Susan has just been lazy for the past 6 months. Just so you know, she's always out having a good time, and she just wants me to do the housework.
No, I don't think that's what she means, though.
If you're only going to side with your mom, I'll just leave here, even if it's just me and Lauren.
What?
Anyway, you have to decide quickly about this, got it? For now, I'm going to take Lauren with me, and we're going back to my parents' house.
What? Hey, wait a minute.
I had packed my bags before my husband came home. So I told my husband everything I wanted to say, and left their house with my daughter. Susan was all, I didn't do anything wrong. Just go. She was going off on me and my daughter while we were getting ready at the door, and I seriously thought then that I really don't like her. Then a few days later, my husband came to my parents' house and apologized.
I want you to come back because we'll stop living with my mom.
So I made it clear to my husband that I have a condition for him. Lauren and I are cutting ties with your mom from now on. Can you please understand and respect that?
Okay, I got it.
So I'm giving my husband another chance after he made his promise. Lauren was just starting school and my husband was a good dad, so divorce wasn't even on my mind. But living with Susan was unbearable, so I had to convince my husband to change his decision. So we stopped living with Susan, and now it's just us 3 as a family. I got a little job on the side, made some new friends, and found some inner peace too. I haven't been interacting with Susan, and it's definitely helped lower my stress levels. But now, things are getting annoying again. This all happened on one weekend. My husband got a call from the hospital.
Wait, what? My mom collapsed? All right. I'll be there as soon as possible.
My husband panicked when he finished the call and filled me in on what was happening.
It looks like my mom fell unconscious. So, I gotta go to the hospital right away.
Oh, all right.
Carla, are you coming too?
Nope, I'm not going.
Oh, okay.
I'm worried about Susan passing out and got taken to the hospital, but I don't want to deal with it in person. After that, my husband had to go to the hospital, and the doctor filled him in on Susan's current situation. The doctor told my husband that Susan passed out because she got hurt in an accident. Her injuries weren't too serious, but she hurt her back and has to stay in the hospital for a while. It's really unfortunate, and I feel sorry for her. After work, my husband would go check on Susan, and then he returned home.
Mom seems like she's feeling some pain. Her back is still giving her a lot of trouble. I really wish she gets better soon, but with her back in bad shape, it's gonna take a while.
My husband would say those things and tell me about how Susan's doing during dinner. I wasn't trying to shut him down from talking about that, but I could sense he was hinting at something important about Susan in our conversation. I could tell this was going to be a bit of a problem for me, so I just played dumb and dealt with it as needed. A month passed and my husband was still doing the same thing. He wouldn't stop updating me on Susan and her condition, even without me bringing it up.
Mom's getting out of the hospital real soon.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, she's all set to move back home. But there's still rehab to go through. I'm really worried about Mom during that time.
But she's still in the hospital, right? If something goes wrong, the nurses will show up thanks to the nurse call button, and you can figure out the next steps once she's out of the hospital.
That's true, but I'm afraid she's going to have a lot of trouble from now on.
I see. Well, you should try to keep in touch with her more often, right?
Yeah, I guess you're right.
My husband looked like he had a thought to share, but I wasn't keen on discussing it. I don't want anything to do with my mother-in-law, period. So, if he's looking for me to deal with her, it's not happening. After that, Susan finally got out of the hospital.
Well, I'm going to go pick up Mom from the hospital.
Okay.
When I pick up Mom, can I bring her over here?
Huh? What are you talking about? Don't even think about doing that.
Yeah, I know. I was just joking. Sorry, I'll drop her off at her place.
My husband never misses a chance to say annoying things like that. But I'm never going to back down on this. No way. Susan was really rude to my daughter, and I don't want to deal with someone like that. After that, my husband started going to Susan's house on his days off to see how she was doing.
So far, my mom is doing all right, but her rehab progress isn't looking good.
Oh, is that so?
I'll stay updated on how she's doing.
Yep, go for it. I'm not going to show any random kindness. I avoided the subject of his mom as much as I could. But then, about a month later, Susan's legs and back got even worse. She had to be admitted to the hospital once again.
Mom must be struggling a lot. It's pretty scary when your own body doesn't do what you say, right?
That's true. We need to make sure we're taking care of ourselves so we can stay healthy.
Huh? Well, yeah, that's true, but...
I never bother asking my husband what he meant when he talks about his mom. I think my husband is expecting me to do something about his mom, but I just pretended I didn't know and ignored him. My mother-in-law had to stay in the hospital for a week, and when she got out, she needed some nursing help. And my husband finally spoke up about what he wanted.
We're moving to my mom's house next month.
Huh?
My mom needs some help with nursing care. It would cost a lot of money to put my mom in a facility, wouldn't it? So you better take care of her at our home.
What are you talking about? I can't. I'm working. If I go to your mom's house, I won't be able to go to my part-time job, and besides, even Lauren would have to change schools. So, I'm definitely not going to your mom's house.
Huh? Then you and I are getting a divorce.
Saying that out of nowhere, my husband hit me with divorce papers. I wonder when he prepared those papers. And he's being so stubborn and controlling.
So? You wouldn't like it if I divorced you now, would you? If you become a single mother now, you wouldn't be able to support Lauren. You can't even pay for school without me, can you? So shut up and obey me.
Was he trying to intimidate me? I can't believe you're trying to use my vulnerability against me. It's just not right. Having you as my daughter's dad is no good for her learning. I immediately signed the divorce papers and started packing my things. I'm definitely ready to divorce you.
What the? Wait a minute. Are you really up for the divorce?
Yeah, of course I am. I made sure Lauren and I cut ties with your mom, so why are you forcing us to live with her? Plus, you're not even letting me say no because you're threatening me that you're the one providing for us. I don't want to be with someone as arrogant as you. I definitely don't want to live under the same roof as your rude mom. So, yeah, I'm definitely down for a divorce. Don't go regretting what you just did, all right? When I said that, my husband turned pale. I took our belongings and left the house with my daughter and just left my husband. I'll come back later to pick up the rest of our stuff. As I said that, I drove back to my parents' house. While driving, I told my daughter, I'm really sorry for everything. But she overheard my husband and I talking and felt sorry for me. I get what you're saying, Mom. I don't want to live with Grandma either. Thank you, Lauren. I had called my parents on the way and they greeted us warmly into their home. Eating my mom's food again after a long time was super comforting and helped me unwind and rest. The next day, however, I got a phone call from my husband. When I picked up the phone, I realized it was my mother-in-law calling. Hey, Carla, why aren't you taking care of me since I'm your mother-in-law? My goodness, you're such a worthless daughter-in-law. If you get down on your knees and apologize now, I'll forgive you, so just get your butt over here. I can't believe she went as far as using my husband's phone to tell me that. Honestly, I'd rather not have anything to do with a mean, bossy, and idiotic mother-in-law like you. What? Idiotic? Yeah, you're stupid for bringing up an idiot like my husband. And I can totally see you getting old and being a pain in the butt when you're older. If we end up with someone like you, Susan, both Lauren and I will end up feeling pretty awful. That's why we even cut ties with you. Besides, Jude and I are already divorced, so you and I are strangers. I beg your pardon? Did you seriously submit those divorce papers? Oh, could it be that Jude brought up the divorce papers because you mentioned it to him? Did you tell him that if he showed me those divorce papers, I'd seriously listen to him? It looks like I was spot on. Aw, too bad you didn't get what you wanted, Susan. But I'm glad I was able to get a divorce. Quick favor, can you tell Jude that I'll be getting a lawyer to handle the property division and child support? Thanks. Well then, I have nothing more to say to you, so I'm going to hang up now. Oh, wait! With that, I hung up the phone. Then I got my lawyer to handle filing a claim against my ex-husband for dividing our property and helping out child support. I'd be getting a hefty amount of money and some extra every month. And now I'm working full-time at the company where I used to do part-time hours. With this, I can afford to rent an apartment nearby so my daughter can stay at the same school. On the other hand, my ex-husband is struggling financially because he has to pay a lot for child support, his mom's hospital bills, and to cover the living expenses for 2 adults. Seeing them get what they deserve feels so good. They totally had it coming. Right now, I'm putting in a lot of effort at work and enjoying life with my daughter. I'll keep putting money aside for my daughter, watch her grow, and live a peaceful life. Thank you for watching until the end. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.